Hello, 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 my YouTube subscribers, my friends, and my friends to be. This is the Real News Talk Show, and I'm coming to you today to talk to you a little bit more about the pastor that was online having oral sex with allegedly his wife's daughter's friend. Look, it's all over internet. Everyone's talking about it. And so I had an opportunity to speak with men on the subject, pastors and relatives and friends and actually men on their take of it. Well, guess what, you guys? They feel that it was okay. They feel that it was okay for him to engage in the oral sex with the lady on the video. But they feel that it wasn't okay because the girl put it out. And as I spoke with another pastor of a church, and actually he was from New York City, and that was today, and I was like, what did you think about that pastor that degraded himself? He said, well, actually, he didn't. She did, because a woman cannot do the same thing a man can do because she looks worse. Because I guess most times, most people already know that men are known for having more than one lady, and some women also have more than one man, but the majority of the women that really are in love with their husbands, and they go out and make the babies, and they're at home cooking and cleaning in the kitchen, and their emotions are carried away with their loved one, and he actually goes out and either make another baby with a woman or do something stupid such as this. Pastor David Williams allegedly was having the oral sex with allegedly his wife's friend's daughter. And supposedly, allegedly, she was upset because of the fact that he would not let her be the lead in the choir. So I asked guys, I said, well, what do you think about him actually being online, showing his engaging in sex with this woman and licking all on her and all this stuff, and his wife and family sees that? They go, well, a lot of men do it. Most men do it, however, they don't get caught, or they don't have a woman of her caliber to go out to do this type of stuff. Because actually what that did is it destroyed him, it destroyed his family, his kids have to face the public, and she destroyed a lot of people because of her emotions. And on that part I did agree, because I felt like her emotions was carried away from the way you could see that he had engaged in the oral sex with her. Like he was totally off into her 100 plus, so she felt like, I'm his number one lady. He's giving me all he got. Because the men that I talked to, they go, one thing about it, the man was doing what he was supposed to do to please his woman. He said even if it wasn't his woman, it was something he liked to do. Because as you can see from the tape, he really was enjoying it. He really was into what he was doing. It didn't matter if he loved her. It didn't matter if he was going to let her be the lead of the choir or not. That had nothing to do with this man enjoying himself at that particular moment. And see, that's when women get carried away. And women feel that if a man have sex with them, and especially to that magnitude that he was doing, you guys, they feel that he's in love with them. That's not so. Women emotions get carried away all the way into this man, like all the way 100+% into the man, but he's gone on to the next woman. His emotions can change on you at the bat of an eye, ladies. So you have to really know you're synced into this man 100%. He's synced into you 100% in order for that not to happen. In order for a man to show you they really care, first of all, you got to be married to them, and for a long period of time, like 50, 60 years before you'll even know. And even then, I know men that's been married to their wives for 50 and 60 years, and then the wife may die, and they may have done everything possible to make her happy when she was alive. And Then later on you find out, well, I did everything for her, but I was still doing what I wanted to do at the same time. So you see what I'm saying? It's just that Pastor David Wilson got caught and the woman put it out there, and to me that's a disgrace, because I wouldn't want my ass out all over the internet for the world to see and have been identified as the person. And it doesn't matter even if she come out and say it wasn't me. It's already been identified online, all over social media. It was her. It was her. And then other people, members know their business, and it's just a mess. So my prayers do go out to the family of him, hers, kids, and everyone that knows those people and that cares about those people. Another thing, when I talked to that pastor from New York City today, he said, I don't even want to see it. He said, I haven't seen that tape. He said, I don't want to see it because I'm pissed at the lady. He didn't say, he said, I'm going to pray for the pastor. He didn't say nothing about praying for the woman that put the tape out, because I guess he feels the pastor's pain because of him being a minister. So men stick together, you guys. Ministers stick together too. But a woman should know she cannot do what a man can do. And just because this woman was upset at that man, allegedly because he didn't make her the lead singer in the choir, and to do something of this magnitude to destroy families was absurd. That was just a big no-no. That was a big no-no, because you're hurting children too. See, it's a whole big picture here. It's not just him that she's getting. She wanted to destroy him 100 plus, but in the end, she's destroying herself because she engaged and did a sin just like he did. See, she forgot about that, or she didn't even think about that when she put that tape out there of all these people that she's destroying and humiliating, and it's including herself, because what goes around, it comes back around. I'm not saying it was right and it wasn't right, but either one of them did. But like that pastor said today, many do it, but because of the fact that her emotions got carried away overboard with this minister, because she fell in love with him from what he was doing to her to make her fall in love with him, and he did not give her her wishes to be the lead singer in the choir, allegedly. And he probably didn't, because it could have been somebody else that he was engaging in sex with that he probably allowed to stay the lead singer in the choir. You see? So these women get in the church and they really try to get up on the pastor. All of that's just BS. Because when it all boils down, you're not going to have him, she's not going to have him, and his wife's not going to have him either if he keep doing this. Some women stick it out with their pastor husbands because they want to stay the first lady of the church, even if they've been humiliated. But prayer can heal things. But in this case, it was at a level that everyone would want to see if indeed she can stick it out. And this man would have to be eaten out of a spoon like a baby again with her. He would have to lick her butt every single time. Anything she said, can I do this? Yes. Can I have that? Yes. Can I spend this money? Yes. Everything. He'd have to be a yes man. He would have to be licking her butt in order to keep that marriage alive, because of the humiliation, the aggravation, and all of the stress, and the tapes that are out there right now online on all the porn sites. That's something that will stick in her mind. That'll never go away. So I'm praying and hoping this family could mend it together. I know God can heal all things, but this is something that if you commit a sin of that sort, he also gives you the opportunity to walk away and divorce that man, because he committed adultery in a serious way, by having oral sex, licking all over that lady like he never had sex before, oral sex before. He went crazy, and the men are saying that man did his job, and he's teaching a lot of other men, one guy said, including me, how to do it. Now that's too much. That is just too much. They said there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with the man was just doing his job. well, that's what the man get for doing his job with the wrong person when it should have been his wife that he was doing his job with. You know, and I'm not against men in any way. So men, if you're watching this, don't think that I'm against you. I'm not. Because I've heard of a lot of guys online saying they didn't like what he did. It's just this pastor that I talked to today, and men that do the same thing he's doing agree with what he did and disagree with what the woman did by putting him out on internet, on social media. I think it was Facebook. I think that's what it was. So you guys, please click like, share, and subscribe. This is a real news talk show. I'm telling you, I spoke to a pastor from New York today, and he said he didn't do anything wrong and no different than what other men do. So you know what I'm saying? And that's just how men think. And others said it was wrong. The pastor said, I'm praying for him. He said nothing about praying for her. Well, I guess he feels like she was crazy for disgracing herself like that. My mother always told me, a woman just can't do what a man can do, baby. A man could go out there, he could be sleeping around. Like back in the days, a lot of those men had 2 and 3 women, and they got by with it. And a lot of them took care of their families and this and that. This is a new day. Women are not taking that stuff no more. You know, especially when you have your time and your mind into a person, one person that you want to be with. And I think that's what happened with this young lady that put those pictures out online, because of the fact that she really fell in love with him. And you can see why from that video. He made her fall in love. He possibly made her feel like she was going to be number one. And when it came down to it, she was nothing but another woman that really wanted him. And she may not be the only one. And even online, other women were like, where is his church? I want him to start speaking in tongues. La, 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 la. I mean, people are crazy. Man, this stuff is serious. It is. And I'm smiling because I always have smiled since I was a baby. I can tell the most saddest story and still have a smile, because it's just my personality, you guys. So this is not a funny story at all. This is a very, very sad story for these people, lower bottoms, and that man's mouth out online licking on this girl like that. I will never watch it again. And I definitely wouldn't put that picture on my video, because I wouldn't want kids to accidentally click on my station, you know, and click on my channel rather, and see that stuff. It's so sad to see, but it is what it is. What's done is done. The only thing they can do is ask God to give them some time to heal it. But like I said, it'll never go away. Just like when that Jane Kennedy had that tape going around, everybody was buying it in Los Angeles. Like I said, people, I saw that tape. It was that 8-track tape. That tape is still around. Everybody got it. Everybody got it. But the time healed it. She went away. She went in hiding. Nobody knew. The most beautiful woman, Jane Kennedy, nobody knew where she was. Now I think she's back doing things, and I'm happy. Her kids are grown now, and I guess everybody has gotten over it, unless somebody bring that tape back to surface. And I hope they don't, because that girl went through hell behind it. And that was with her own husband that she was having sex with. And it wasn't just oral sex, it was all kinds of other sex. And that was her husband in their own private home, and somebody got a hold of that tape. I don't know why she even would have let him film something like that. They had to be high and out of their minds, because it was an all-day sex thing, and that tape was hours long. You see what I'm saying? So that's why my mother always say, do not do no sex tapes with nobody, or even be careful where your pictures go. I know pictures on social media. However, if you find out somebody's using your pictures illegally, you know, and doing something wrong with them, you can actually get a hold of them and have investigators investigate that. But these sex tapes, once they get a hold of people's hands out on the streets, people making money. They made millions probably off the Jane Kennedy tape, because at that time she was the most beautiful woman in the world, and that was Leon the boxer's wife. You see what I'm saying? So all the men wanted to see that tape. They was like, she's a bad this and she's a bad that. Same thing they're saying about this man. You see what I'm saying? The same thing they said about Jane Kennedy, they are saying about Pastor they're saying about Pastor David Wilson. It's the same identical thing. The women are saying he's a bad man. The men were saying Jane Kenner's a bad woman. And when I say bad, they meant top of the line sexual person, a person that was engaging in sex to the top of the line. That's when they say bad. That's what that bad meant. So you guys, I'm going to end my show with that. But yeah, I met a pastor today, and he said he didn't do anything wrong, no different than what another man would do. It's just that her emotions was caught up into what he was doing, and he didn't give her what she wanted in that church. So women that's in church, don't go for it. Don't go for the okie dokie, because you're only another woman, and it's a whole line of them waiting to get with that pastor, just like you think you. I know a girl that kind of snapped behind a minister. Really, I do. This is the Real News Talk Show, and what I'm saying is real. I'm not making up any jokes. I don't have to fabricate, lie, because I really don't have to do this. I'm just doing it because I like to talk, and I have a personality for people. This is Real News Talk. I know a girl that went to this church in California, and actually was a client of mine, really. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not calling out any names. And this pastor evidently led her on that he was going to marry her, and when he didn't, that girl went crazy. I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know, because they called me and said, guess what, so and so is sleeping in the park. I say, what happened? And the reason I know it was affiliated with that ministry, because of the fact that she had told me that his wife was ill, and that if anything happened to her, that him and her were going to get married. She said they had been communicating on the under without everybody in the church knowing. So it didn't happen for her. So he ended up marrying an usher. That killed her, because the whole time she was thinking it was going to be her. The girl snapped behind a man, just like this girl snapped behind David Wilson, and went and put his video with her tail on the video out for the world to see, to hurt him and to destroy him. See, her mind had got to that, almost at that level where this girl that I knew, my client, who snapped. The difference is that the girl that was a client of mine snapped because her emotions had gotten just too high over the pastor. The one that turned the tape in, emotions were getting there, and she did that to keep from snapping. She snapped just enough to be able to be bold enough to put out that oral sex tape of her and Pastor David Wilson. This tape is all over porno sites and everything, because that girl almost lost her mind because she could not allegedly be the lead singer in the choir at the church after she had fallen in love with him. Had to be that. I just don't know what else it could have been. Do you? So the girl that I know that was a client of mine was sleeping out in the park, you guys, because she had snapped. And she just wanted to live in the park. So I have people in California, and they went to the park, and I told them to go and find her and to actually let me talk to her, because I just couldn't believe it. This was a high-class woman. I mean, her makeup would be laid. You know, I used to do her makeup, and her hair was all beautiful. And I'm more relaxed now than I've ever been, because I'm retired. And so I'm more casual now. But when I was really into the cosmetic business, I was really, really every day just dressed. So on the videos, you'll see me. I love glasses, so you'll see me with different kinds all the time. And so this lady, I told her, I said, go and find her, because I couldn't believe it. I said, I want to know for myself if this woman really snapped because the pastor of the church did not marry her. Because I'd already talked to her, and I know she had told me that they were going to, get together. And so someone else was going to their church, and they said, you know what, I would see her sitting on the front row all the time with her big hats and just sitting up there like she was really in love with him. And so she called and said, guess what, we're going to get together, and, when his wife died, blah, blah, blah. The wife died, and she didn't get one. That woman went crazy. So they went and found her and put her on the phone with me. It was true. it was true. These women get caught up in the moment with these guys having this sex and oral sex, and these pastors blow their minds, and their leaders, and have their minds, blow their behinds and everything else. And they really, really fall in love. Then they slam dunk them. I know a couple of good people like that. This was in California. I know someone that happened to in Houston, Texas as well. Hear it all the time, because when you work with women, you're going to hear it. So she says, oh, I'm in the park, just like it was normal. I'm in the park, and I'm so free now. I said, but you don't have to be in the park. Oh, I know, but I love it out here. I love it. I'm so free, and I got everything set up. I got my tent. I got my, I go, and I'll go, if I have to go and wash up, I go over here, I go over there. And, you know, I go and eat my lunch, and people bring me things, and people give me money. And she just had actually snapped. This was a high-class woman that the last time I was in California, we had even had lunch together. And she was normal. And as soon as that man got married, when I came back to Texas, I couldn't believe it, because I had just seen her. And we had met at a real classy restaurant, and we was just, oh my God. Oh my God. So these pastors, like with that Pastor Wilson online blowing that woman's mind like that, that woman almost went crazy and put that man's business out in the streets. Not saying it was right, you guys, because it wasn't right. But she did it. So they got to watch out and stop trying to mess with these women in church and stick to their guns of being a minister and teaching people what they need to learn about the Bible. The Bible. It's not about going to church trying to preach to and blow some woman's mind, and then when you get them in the bed, you're blowing their mind again. You done blew it because you took it from being the leader of the church. You done blew it again because you took it from engaging in oral sex with them, making them think they are number one. Then when they want a position in church and you pull the carpet from under their rug from under them, that's why that girl did that. It wasn't right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying this is the stuff that happens because I have actually talked to people, women, it has happened to. This is the real news talk. And I'm not lying about it, you guys. That's why I named my show The Real News Talk, because I'm talking some real stuff. I'm not fabricating anything. I'm not putting no icing on the cake with anything. I'm just telling you from people that I know that this kind of stuff has happened to with these pastors and some of these women. They snap behind that minister. They snap. And some of them snap that didn't even do what he did to that girl. Some of them snap. I'm trying to get my lighting together. I even got it in the camera, you guys. And some of them snap that didn't even do, you know, what some of them will snap that didn't even do what that pastor did to that woman online on that videotape. Many snap just because they fall in love with them, like that girl I know that went and lived on the park, on the land. That's where she wanted to be free. And last I heard, she was still free, and people were trying to go in and help her, put her in housing, and she says, "Oh no, I want to live here." Her mind had just shifted. Oh, no. And she told me, oh, I love it out here. I mean, her mind had, I was like, really? Oh, yes. I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't want to live nowhere but right here in the park. I have my tent set up. I have this. I mean, just talking like that was a normal way of living because the pastor didn't marry her, you guys. This is real news talk. And if I had my friends here today in California, I'll put them on my show and let them tell you it's true. Because they went to the park and put her on the phone for me to talk to her. And I couldn't believe the girl had snapped because the pastor didn't marry her. Just like that woman snapped and put that man licking all over her with that oral sex video, Pastor David Wilson. I'm going to end my show with that, you guys. But this world is something else. Just watch out. And my mother said, watch, fight, and pray. Because you can be up today and down tomorrow. For 40 years, that man been preaching. And he's probably been up all alone. And now that girl has destroyed his life. See how quick what goes up comes down? You see how fast the devil can set in if you're not careful and watch? The devil can set in. Watch, fight, and pray all the time. I don't care who it is. And never let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. Because the same people you telling your business, those are the same people that will hurt you. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be coming back with more real news talk. This is your real news host. Don't forget, click like, share, and subscribe. Bye.